Well, good afternoon, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. It is, of course, the last day of week number 4 in the books, and a quarter of the season is literally almost over right now. You know, it's so funny. It's comical to me, some of the things that are going on right now. When the Cowboys, excuse me, I know somebody will comment, oh my God, Mark's sneezing in the same way. Oh, Mark Holmes yawns, okay? Yeah. I yawn because I don't sleep well at night because my body's kind of screwed up. So I'm awake and have to sit up out of the bed to let my back kind of get realigned and so on. And of course I'm old too, which means I got to pee, and my brain is always racing. So, you know, I'm glad people are concerned that I, of course, yawn from time to time, but I'm trying to pack in as much life as I can right now, okay? Because I don't know how much time I have, and I figure I'll rest when I'm dead. But it's funny to me, when the Cowboys, when we lost to the Ravens and made, you know, we're coming back and all, I heard everybody talking about how it's Dak Prescott, garbage time. He's just making yards in garbage time. He's a garbage time king. Okay, I hear you on that. I hear you on that one, okay? Because the thought is when a team is up big, that they'll play softer zones, they'll play a prevent and make easy throws to throw down under, which does make sense. That concept does make sense when you say it. The interesting thing is because, you know, I look at the Baltimore Ravens game with Dak Prescott. Dak has 379 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions, and everybody's screaming he's just the garbage king. So I ask you then this: when Josh Allen is playing that same team, and they end up getting beat, it wasn't like 28-24 like the Cowboys. What was it, 35-10? And he has 200 yards less than Dak Prescott. 200 yards less. It's just 200 yards less and no TD passes and can't even make yards in garbage time. Are we looking at these two things with the same eyes? Because if you're saying, you know, well, Dak Prescott was making yards in garbage time, then how about Jalen Hurts in that offense? Because Baker Mayfield and crew, weren't they like, you know, way up and that game was out of reach? Shouldn't there have been some garbage yards there, so to speak? And this is another one that I love, because Deshaun Watson, who's got, I think, in the last 3 years, 18 TDs, and I want to say 14 interceptions, that today people are looking at holding calls that happened that brought back a touchdown pass, right? They're literally saying, oh man, Deshaun Watson, great play, too bad it was messed up because of a holding call, or a tip pass. Oh, Deshaun Watson threw the ball perfect, you know, ball's tipped up. They're literally saying Deshaun Watson is being let down by his people. When Noah Brown tipped up a pass, a perfect pass, that ended up being a pick six, I don't remember anybody saying Noah Brown. I don't remember anybody saying that. I don't remember anybody saying that, do we? I'm just trying to, I say this, and I know people are going to say, you're obsessed with Dak Prescott. No, it's not that I'm obsessed with Dak Prescott. I'm obsessed with getting the damn story right and treating people on the same scale. If you're going to sit here and say Dak is a turnover machine because his guys tip up a perfect pass and turns into an interception and literally run with a narrative like this, into the off season where literally you counted interceptions in practice. ESPN, FS1, NFL Network. But you can have a Jalen Hurts turn the ball over and literally get embarrassed by his coach because he fumbled so much that they literally had a broom drill last year where they're hitting him with a broom about his fumbles, and it hasn't been cured yet. But yet, I don't see the fumble count with Jalen Hurts. I'm just saying, keep it 100% equal with everybody. You understand what I'm saying? With everybody. Don't cherry pick your stats and make sure that it's only Dak Prescott. Because see, this is why so many people out here say Dak Prescott is a garbage ass quarterback, because of the bullshit you people do with one-sided shade. One-sided. Deshaun Watson his contract is $1 million less than Dak Prescott. And you can look at it and say Deshaun Watson had one really good year on a 4-12 team, and he was anointed as the greatest quarterback of all time. Top 5 quarterback. And now, we don't put any blame on him. Dak, we keep hearing this whole narrative about, well, Dak has to have everything perfect to succeed. Dak got to have it. But somehow the Cowboys score a lot of points without the Cowboys doing anything. And as I look at seeing Derrick Henry, who is the difference maker right now for the Baltimore Ravens, run roughshod all over the place, and I listen to an owner that says, we can't afford to get people. And we bring back Zeke, who currently has 81 yards. 81 yards. And we go through and we still say, get rid of Dak. We lost that game to the Ravens because of Dak. And I'm just like, do y'all understand the game of football? Seriously. Seriously. I want to put things back into perspective, because we go off about a lot of things, and in the grand scheme of things, football is not a life and death situation, or at least it shouldn't be. And we get bent out of shape out of mindless arguments about, is this player good, should this player get paid, and so on. And don't even let me get started with Trevor Lawrence either, that nobody's talking about. Okay, everybody kept talking about Dak Prescott. He got paid too soon. We shouldn't have paid Dak. Look at the Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence right now. So don't give me that stuff. But be that as it may, I got a call from Daniel, Sergeant Master Daniel, who they moved to Georgia, and was talking to him this morning. And he said, man, I've been trying to get in touch with you. He said, but I have to go outside of my house in a certain spot to be able to get a cell signal, because see, Daniel, like millions of other people, were on the path of this storm. And I don't ever remember a storm being so broad that people in Florida, people in Georgia, people North Carolina, Asheville, looked like somebody dropped a bomb on it. And even now in Central Virginia, in about the next 2 hours, the South River is supposed to crest. And there's flood warnings down there after literally everybody being without power for the last couple of days, which, I can complain about that, but that pales in comparison to what others are dealing with. Talking to Danny, they're estimating the power to come back on in his house around the 5th of October. Now, he said that, he's got himself a generator, which is great. Got a gasoline generator that will help. His problem now is he only has a 2.5 gallon gas can. Well, you say, oh, we'll just make a couple of trips back and forth to the gas station. Okay, but here's the problem: because there's a lack of power for a lot of the gas stations, they can't pump gas. They can't pump gas. So there's only a few gas stations that are open. And you got about a 2 to 3 hour wait to get gas. Now, I don't know if you've ever had a generator before. The generator that I have is a 5-gallon tank on it. 5 gallons. And that'll last about 3/4 of a day. And it's noisy as can be. On top of it, he was saying that they may have to turn the water off because something with for the electricity or something that the water service may be cut off. And there's roadways that are closed because of trees and debris and flooding left and right. And so as we sit here and we argue about whether or not Dak Prescott deserves the criticism that he gets while others don't, or whether, the Cowboys are garbage versus other teams, there's real life and death consequences, things that are happening in the world. And I just want you guys to be mindful of a world view. And Daniel, I appreciate the kind words of you literally saying, I just needed to hear, the Jobu Sports Report and things like that and keep in touch with you and stuff while you're going through all of this. It is humbling to me completely. And Daniel isn't the only story that's going on right now. He's fortunate that his house wasn't damaged, but there's a lot of houses that are destroyed around him. And if you can imagine losing your home and everything that you have in it, Cowboys versus Eagles really isn't that important. Sending prayers to everybody affected by this storm. Peace.